Poseidon slowly rose from the seawater, his wounds fully healed. A trace of madness flickered in his eyes. Instead of retreating, the severe injury had only ignited an even stronger fighting spirit within him. "Logan Reese, you've indeed surprised me," Poseidon sneered, twirling his trident with increasing intensity. "But today, you will still die." At that moment, the already turbulent sea turned even more violent. Centered around Poseidon, the ocean began to spin wildly, forming an enormous vortex. The whirlpool rapidly expanded, soon reaching several hundred meters in diameter. The surrounding seawater was pulled in with terrifying force, even affecting the distant spectators, General Lewis, Commander Liu, and their soldiers. The overwhelming suction made them brace themselves with internal energy to resist being dragged in. Dustin frowned slightly, his expression growing serious. The power of the vortex was overwhelming, as if it intended to devour everything in existence. Yet he felt no fear. With a light step, his figure turned into a streak of black lightning, charging straight toward Poseidon. As he neared the vortex's edge, Dustin swung his sky sword fiercely. A wave of dark sword energy slashed through the sea, temporarily splitting the water and reducing the vortex's suction force. Seeing this, Poseidon thrust his trident forward. A beam of blue energy shot from its tip, streaking toward Dustin. Dustin swiftly dodged, the energy beam brushing past him and carving a long trench in the ocean's surface. Poseidon redoubled his efforts. The vortex's speed suddenly accelerated, and massive water blades formed within it, howling toward Dustin. These water blades gleamed with a deadly light, sharp enough to cut through the air itself, leaving a deep hum in their wake. Trapped inside the vortex, Dustin found himself surrounded by lethal water blades. Holding the sky sword before him, he continuously slashed, shattering the incoming attacks, but they were endless. He gradually began to feel the strain. "I can't keep this up." Taking a deep breath, Dustin raised his sky sword high. His internal energy surged wildly, pouring into the blade. "Greedy wolf!" With a loud cry, the sky sword erupted in a blinding black light, illuminating the entire battlefield. A massive shadow of a sword emerged from the darkness, towering dozens of meters high, exuding an aura of absolute destruction. With a single downward swing, the black sword shadow cleaved toward Poseidon. Wherever it passed, the seawater evaporated instantly, leaving a temporary vacuum in its wake. Poseidon's face darkened. Hastily, he raised his trident in defense. Boom! A thunderous explosion shook the heavens and earth. The moment the sword shadow clashed with the trident, an immense energy shockwave erupted, spreading outward with terrifying force. The surrounding sea was thrown into chaos, waves surging hundreds of meters high like towering mountains crashing in all directions. The once powerful vortex was utterly annihilated by the impact. General Lewis, Commander Liu, and the others were thrown backward by the sheer force, barely managing to stabilize themselves. Both Dustin and Poseidon suffered injuries from the blast. Blood trickled from the corner of Dustin's mouth. His clothes were tattered, and his body was covered in wounds. Poseidon fared no better. His blue scales were cracked in multiple places, and his right arm had been completely severed. Blue blood gushed from the wound. "Now's my chance!" Without giving Poseidon time to recover, Dustin launched another fierce assault. This time, he was faster, stronger. Each strike carried the force of utter annihilation. Poseidon's face darkened further. While desperately absorbing power from the ocean, he could only defend against Dustin's relentless attacks with his remaining arm. But with just one arm, his strength was significantly weakened. Each time he blocked, Dustin's sky sword forced him back. Dustin continued his unyielding assault, driving Poseidon into retreat. The surrounding waves surged violently, reflecting the intensity of their battle. Seeing that Poseidon's severed arm was beginning to regenerate, Dustin seized the opportunity to unleash his ultimate technique. World-destroying slash! With a furious roar, the sky sword burst forth with an unprecedented black radiance. The very air trembled under the weight of its destructive power. This time, it wasn't just one sword shadow, it was seven. 7 colossal black sword shadows fanned out, each carrying the force to topple mountains and split the sea. Ocean's wrath! Poseidon no longer dared to hold back. With a swift motion, he summoned his strongest defense. The ocean roared as a colossal blue water shield formed in front of him, dozens of meters thick and pulsing with immense energy. Boom! The 7 black sword shadows collided with the blue water shield in an earth-shattering explosion. For a moment, the entire world seemed to hold its breath. The energy blast consumed everything around them, turning the surrounding battlefield into a void of pure destruction. The seawater within a 100-meter radius evaporated instantly, exposing the uneven seabed. Steam clouds rose endlessly, piercing the sky and blotting out the sun.
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to